Welcome, everyone. It's me, Aideen, and I'm excited to be here with Stephanie Bonte-Lebair, who is a singer turned voice presentation and networking coach. And she is one of the speakers at this year's Voice and Song Summit. Thank you, Stephanie, for meeting me.
Thanks for having me, Aideen.
Oh, it's so exciting. I've had a few of these live chats with the other speakers, and we've just had so much fun. So it's a lovely way to get in really into the excitement of the summit. It's about a month away now. I suppose it's the 3rd of March. So
Yeah, less than a
today,
month.
yeah, so we're going to have a lot of fun in the preparation process. But I wanted to let people meet you in advance and get to know you a little bit so that they have an idea of what to expect. Why did you decide that you wanted to become a part of the summit, firstly?
It's called Voice and Song Summit. Hello. I love the fact that you are gathering together all of these voice professionals and a lot of singers all in one place. And not because I love to sing, but because I have already started to meet some of these people and realize how they've taken their passion for the voice and their passion for singing and their passion for being healers and connectors in the world and moved it into business and moved it into ways to support people in changing their lives. And so you couldn't ask for a better niche of people than these experts you've gathered together. So I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm excited to see what I'm going to learn as well as what I'll share.
Yeah, I mean, when we met, I was really impressed. I really admire what you've done because, of course, you came from a singing teacher role, running your own music school as it is. And then you started to get this itch to help people with speaking, and you realized that these people who were working in businesses and in networking, they had no clue how to use their voice, and they didn't see it as something they could learn, right?
Yeah, it was so fascinating because some people, are comfortable, but there were a lot in those networking. I went to a business networking event for the very first time, and I was fascinated by the disparity really between the people who were confident and were using their voice well and the people who weren't. And I felt like, oh gosh, there's a gap here. And it's one I can help with. And I had never really made that connection in my head before until I was introduced in that kind of an environment. Because I always thought, I'm a singing teacher. What else can I do with that? I can either make money performing on stage or teaching people how to sing. And I wasn't thinking outside the box at that point about how else my skills and talents could be applied in the world. And that was maybe 10 years ago. And now it's amazing how many things I've created that help business owners and help the average person with being able to communicate, feel confident in front of a room, speak their mind, be clear in what it is they want to say to people. It's so much more interesting and fun for me. I'm just one of those people who honestly can't do something for too many years in a row before I start to get that itch. So I'm glad now I'm applying it in different ways that allow me to be creative and to experience an up-leveling for myself that I can then bring to others who are in my circles.
It's just feels to me like you just are just expanding and expanding. It's like this growth within you is allowing you to help people in new ways all the time. But I have to mention that you do these keynote speeches, which are not like your average keynote speech. So this was one of the things that I thought was genius because, we can do these motivational talks and, we talk to groups and let them know how to use their voice, but you didn't stop there. Tell the people watching what you did.
So I perform singing keynotes. So I'm a singing keynote performer. So I have an original one-woman show that I wrote called Stage Dreams the Musical, and it's a 45-minute musical keynote with 9 original songs. And I can take that as it is and take it to conferences, take it to special VIP events, wherever. And I speak on networking skills, communication skills, sales skills, and I can pull my original music into those talks. So because I want to, number one. And number two, it helps make an impression, right? When you hear someone use their voice powerfully, it makes an impression on you. So as a singer, that is the most powerful way I know how to use my voice, is through song. So why not incorporate that into whatever it is that I'm teaching? And I can guarantee you the audience is going to remember it.
And that's the most interesting thing for me, is just how our brains assimilate information so much better when we add pitch and we add music.
Yes.
I'm like, I feel challenged now. I feel like, why am I not singing every time I give a speech? Well, I do throw in stuff, but I don't plan it in advance. So yeah, you really inspire me, really, really inspire me. Tell people what they will get from the presentation that you're offering for the summit on the 1st of April.
Well, first, you're going to get to hear me sing. So there's
Yay!
that. And I want to use my singing as inspiration for how to bring your story into your message. Because I believe that story is how speakers, when we think of like TEDx talks or impactful, inspirational keynotes, usually there's a story there that they share. Mm-hmm. And so for me, my story is within my singing, and I also speak it as well. But to be able to share, because these are pretty tight presentations. So I just want to give some inspiration on how you can tap into your story to inform how you're communicating. And for me, it's in business. I've applied it to business and helping business owners with their story, but honestly, it could be for anyone who just wants to be better at connecting with others, because your story helps you connect.
When you say your story, what I'm kind of inferring is that you want people to be more personal, like to reveal something personal, like
yes.
Yeah. And I think
like
that
a piece of you, right? Like a piece of you. A story can be like what you did this morning when you went on a walk, and maybe you were inspired by something you saw in nature or whatever. You can bring that story into a conversation. Or, sometimes people try to make a lot out of the story, and that's not really what I'm saying. It's more about, sharing you. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you share yourself?
And that's really relevant to the other lives that I've done so far. We've spoken about how our voices are the most honest part of ourselves, that it does reveal our emotions, it reveals so much. And when we tell something about ourselves, people feel really honored to hear it. I've had people say to me, thank you for sharing that, when I've spoken about certain things. And I'm like, oh, why are they thanking me? Like, am I not just offloading this thing, or, just, we underestimate the power of sharing what's happening in our everyday lives.
Yeah. Especially when we're passionate about something. I feel like when you can share your passion for something that you love, that's part of your story. And that creates a vulnerability that people are attracted to.
Yeah.
And they can see themselves in you. Because when you are passionate about something, it comes through the sound of your voice, it comes through your body language, it comes through the words you choose to use. And that can inspire someone else to think about themselves in a different way and to say, oh, what is it that I meant to be hearing, or how am I meant to then apply this for me in my communication and in my interactions with other people?
Yeah. And it's that inspiration and feeling like, oh, they were able to say that. Maybe I can, say my thing too. So it's like that little light gets passed on. So we only have another few minutes here, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about what you do in general for people as well, so that people understand what you offer as a business person these days.
Yes. So my current passion project is my international business networking mastermind. So we have networking meetings and mastermind meetings with service-based business owners all over. Most of them are in the United States and Canada, but we do have a couple that live outside of that. And we really work to not just meet new people, which is what all networking groups do, but to really intentionally connect for collaboration and increased visibility. So I believe I've run many networking groups. This isn't the first networking group that I have. It's the first one I've founded, but it's not the first one I have facilitated.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned in other groups that I facilitated was there was a big difference between the successful networkers who were able to monetize that experience and the ones who, kind of were spinning their wheels, making friends, but not making income.
Okay.
And I think we've been in both places at one time or another. So one of the differentiators is how you leverage the networking experience for visibility. Because if you are leveraging your connections to increase your visibility in the marketplace, to expand your network, even, grow it even bigger than it is now, you increase the chance that you're going to meet the right person who's going to want to work with you, and you're going to serve the right people. So we focus on how to increase visibility, how to collaborate together, how to create something that didn't exist before you met someone, right? So maybe it's doing webinars together, or a workshop together, or packaging and affiliate marketing together, or JV partnering together. So we are really intentional about that. And the theme of the voice comes through, right? How are you talking about yourself? How are you expressing your passion for your business that you're creating and how you serve people? So you're learning about how to do that, as well as practicing it immediately within our meetings.
Well, I'm so excited to let everyone watching that know that part of your VIP offer is an invitation to come to one of those meetings. So thank you so much, Stephanie, for joining me today. And please register for the event, guys, and sign up for the VIP offer. It is $29 for the VIP offer, which is a gift from each speaker and all the recordings after the event. And until the 10th of March, it's $29, and it does go up to $44 after that. So anybody watching, please go ahead and register today, and the link will be in the comments below. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.